touch. Okay, that you can touch, yep. Okay. So then you get to the point where there are some important things that you have to do. One is you're now going to put this into that hole there, okay? And so what you need to do is when you do that, obviously you'll puncture the bag and then the fluid will start to run out of this tube. And if you don't shut the tube to start off with, what will happen is you get a bunch of air in the line and it's sort of just an irritating thing. So what I always do, and I'm going to end up doing this, is I shut this line off. So you've got that little roller ball, just roll it down to the bottom. Okay, so when you puncture that bag now, you're not going to have any fluid go into the line until you actually want it to go into the line, which is the way you like it. Okay, that's a little sterile screw on, so that's screwed in there. That's the part that you're not allowed to touch.
Okay.
And this in here is something that you're also not allowed to touch, but it's covered with this plastic thing.
Okay.
So you just have to be careful once you get yourself in position to puncture that bag. You then may not touch anything from there up to there.
Okay.
Okay. And then this is a little seal that's on the end there. The seal, it's doubly sealed. So it's sealed there, and there's also a seal inside there. Okay. So what you're going to do is, this is to maintain sterility. What you're going to do is you're going to grab that tab there, and you're actually going to pull it off. But what you need to remember now is once you pull it off, you can't touch where that thing is. Okay, so you grab the little tab, hold that. Okay, so that needs to stay sterile.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now what I do is I take this thing here, and I usually take that off in my mouth because at this point it's just too much stuff to. Drop that. Just make sure you're not allowed to touch anything from there to there. And here's the other thing now. When you put that thing down in the middle of that, you want to make it go dead straight down, because if you poke it to the side, you'll poke a hole in the bag and then the bag will leak. So put it into that hole. There. Okay. And now the thing is, this takes a little bit of force, and it's probably worthwhile just watching me do it. So you see where my fingers are?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm holding this there.
Okay.
What you're doing is going straight down, and you need to just.
Got it. Okay.
So it's not something which you can do just with your, you can see how much I pushed on my hand. Okay, so it definitely takes a little bit of force.
Okay.
Okay. So now what you want to do is pop it on the inverted thing there. Good. Okay. So now you see, because you put that clamp on there, you didn't get any liquid in there. If you don't do that, when you turn this thing over, the drips are going to hit, and every time it hits, it's going to push a little bubble of air and then some fluid, and the whole thing will be filled with air and fluid. That's irritating. So then what you do, if you do that accidentally, what you have to do is fill this up. So you fill this up with fluid. So now it doesn't do that, because when the drops drop, they drop into this little pool of water. Okay. And now what you need to do is you're going to go ahead and basically fill the line with fluid. So you're going to hold that there, and you don't need to take that top off usually. You might need to just loosen the screw just a little bit to allow a little bit of air to leak out of there. But now you can open that. And usually it'll run, the fluid will run. You keep your hand on there. You'll watch all of that go down there. You'll see now you have a nice clean tube. There's no, it's going to come up.
Whoops, there we go.
Now it's leaking, and you switch it off. Okay?
Okay.
Good. So, you see you've got a little bubble there?
Yes.
That's really not important. The whole thing's filled with those things, that's a problem.
Okay.
So then you just have to run it until they all disappear.
Okay.
Okay, so there's nothing in here that's an issue at all for you.
Okay, great.
Okay. So the last thing you then need to do is go ahead and get a needle. Now the rule with this is you always replace the needle just before you give the fluid. That's our clinic rule, so that we never make a mistake here, and we teach our clients that too, so that everybody follows the same rule. What you're going to do, because you're going to use this line in this bag until it's done.
Okay.
But every time you go ahead and put the needle into her skin, you're going to, because that's been exposed to her skin, you're going to go ahead and put a new needle on just before you go ahead and give the fluid. In other words, you store the fluid with the old needle on. No, with the old needle. You just don't take it off.
Okay.
These needles, you'll see, have a heat seal. Can you see that thing there?
Okay.
So once they're sterilized, there's a little heat that's applied to the plastic, so that you can tell if those two heat seals aren't lined up and this thing's loose, that's a needle that's been used.
Okay, great.
Okay. So what you need to do is you're going to go ahead and hold the bottom part, and you're going to twist it. You'll feel a little snap. Okay. And again, what's inside there you can't touch at this stage. Okay. So you can take that off.
Take the green off.
Yep. And you're going to go ahead and take this little guy off. Okay, and if you have everything closed, then you shouldn't have any leak. You're going to put those guys on there, join them, and then this thing just rolls down and catches the needle so it can't accidentally come off. Okay?
Okay.
So that needle's stuck on there now. So now you're really set
Ready for the
in terms
cat?
of being able to get a hold of the kitty.
Okay.
Have you done injections before?
God, 20, 30 years ago in school.
Are you needle shy, squeamish? Not at all.
I don't know.
What about when someone's going to give you an injection? Do you feel weird?
Not really. I mean,
You just don't like it, but
yeah, I
it's
just
not.
don't like it, but
Right,
it's not
it's
like
not
it
something where
freaks
you-
me out.
Right, because I've got a daughter that, and there are people that have really needle phobias.
phobia,
You're not
yeah.
one of those.
No,
The old spider thing.
no, I can get, dig out splinters with a needle out of
Yeah.
my skin.
That's fine. Yeah, I have technicians who will handle a great big aggressive Rottweiler, but they're almost faint if there's a spider in the room. This doesn't make any sense. Okay. So what we're going to do now is for myself, I'm right-handed. Are you righty
I'm
too?
right-handed, yeah.
So I like to hold the skin with my left hand and control the needle with my right hand.
Yeah.
And what we don't want to do is we don't want to poke her body.
Yes.
See, she has all this, it's a great thing about a cat, she has all this extra loose skin,
Yes.
which is a really nice place to be able to put this fluid. And if you put your finger in there,
Oh, okay.
can you feel that pocket?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I do is I create a little tunnel of skin like
Can you
this with
feel
this
this?
hand.
Yeah, I felt it last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
that's your spot. So what you
but-
want, you want the needle to go slightly down, but you really don't want to do this because you'll poke her into a vertebra at the back or her.
Yeah.
You don't damage her. It's just kind of it's a little bit sore. You don't want to do that. You want to make this as seamless as possible for her so she doesn't hate it. And then the other thing you want to do is you want to try to go straight into this pocket.
Okay.
What I have done, everybody's done it before, is you poked it in here and then the needle came out. So you poked it in and then out that side. And if
Okay.
you see your fluid being delivered to the table, which is not very useful, then you've got your needle in the wrong spot.
Pull
Okay.
out. And,
Yeah, pull out, put a new needle on,
Okay.
and then just start it again. No big deal. So there's always a little bit of fluid leaking when you, especially when you finish this. So, okay, so I'm going to come this side. You come here.
Good girl.
Okay, so again,
Good girl.
you can sort of work out how you like to do this. I typically, again, still like to use my teeth. I'm not sure it's definitely the right thing to do, but once I've got the kitty and this needle, that's when I want to get the needle exposed, and that way I know I haven't left it on the table. So, and if it's only you who's doing that, then
Okay. So.
if you hold that, yeah. Okay, well, let's put that there first. So you get comfy with where you are. You feel like you've got a good pocket, yeah?
Is that it?
Yeah. So you can sort of,
Oh, that
You know,
should
if you
be
get
like
a-
bigger.
yeah, it's like a bit bigger piece. But that's fine. You got your head
Okay.
is good.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
So then that part's yours. Okay, now, and the thing with this is, you really want to make sure you put this needle all the way to the hub. Okay. And the other thing before you go ahead and stick it is, if I took a needle and I poked you 6 times on the surface of the skin, eventually you'd want to slap me. So what you want to do is smoothly insert the needle, just put it on the skin and push it all the way in, because that way you're not going to irritate her. So if you're very tentative about placing the needle,
Yeah,
well, what
you have to
happens
be
is she's going to get irritated.
Okay. So is that
Yeah,
that
that's
the right
good.
place?
Just find your pocket there, put it in and push it all the way in. All the way to the hub. You'll feel it stop.
Okay.
Stop?
Yep.
Okay, good. And so then what you have to do is you have to let that hand go.
The
needle
top,
one come
the
out,
needle
yeah.
one. Okay, I'm
Just-
going to turn this on.
Or if it does, you just have to replace it. If she moves, turn it all the way on. That's it. And then with this hand, you're going to control a little bit that pocket. So you'll see, have a look at it there, and you should watch your fluid. So if you have it placed correctly, it should run nicely. So you might need to fiddle with it a little bit. So have a look at the actual fluid while you're doing it. So there we go. That's about the kind of speed that you want.
Okay.
no, it's
See,
picking
that's
up.
too slow,
Yeah.
because you'll be here all day and the cat will get irritated with you.
Right.
So you want that kind of a speed.
Okay.
And so sometimes what you have to do is just fiddle with the placement of your needle,
Okay.
and you can give this place for the fluid to go. You want to don't want to hold down at the base of the needle. Hold sort of a little bit closer to
so that it leaves room for the.
Yeah, for the fluid to
It's
go
okay.
to. And then this starts out. You want to get down to the mark below the 1. So there's
150.
150, 200,
Okay, and we're giving
So-
100,
150.
150. So the one in the middle between the 1 and the 2.
Yep.
Okay, so now should I still be?
Yeah, I try to fiddle with it most of the time. I make sure my needle's staying in nice and deep in the skin.
It's okay.
And then and you've got to have somebody, so your holder should really be doing
Yes,
this.
I'll be doing that.
That
For
way,
Galen.
in case she gets irritated with you. And then what I will
I
do
feel
also
it.
is that if it's getting too taut in here, I'll just gently push on it a little bit,
Okay.
and I'll keep pulling up, just so that fluid is a good place to go. So once we get down to the 1, that means we go to 100. And so it helps just to squeeze the bag just so it settles.
So interesting the way it's cold.
Yeah, I'm sure it feels a bit weird. Doesn't seem to be, Paul told me he went to the hospital once and they put a catheter in. It's my partner and our business partner, and he had a whole bunch of the stuff leak out into underneath his skin. He said it really hurt, but it doesn't seem like it hurts our cats. I think they're just different as far as how loose their skin is.
Mm-hmm.
I think our skin's so much tighter
Mm.
on our bodies that it's kind of uncomfortable to have that happen. Kitties, and besides the actual needle poke, and then I think it feels a bit weird to them. I don't think they really worry about it too much.
Okay, so yeah, you're checking to make sure the needle's staying in.
Yeah.
Is that it?
And I'm pushing on this bumper fluid just to distribute it a little
So
bit.
it's not so bumpy.
Yeah. And that also helps just give.
Otherwise you end up with kitty moto.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I can tell you're going to be fine with this. I usually can tell if somebody's going to really struggle with you. I think you might have a few oopsies, but as long as you make sure it stays sterile.
Okay.
And then if you have, say you get 125 or something into her and then she moves in, I probably would then leave it at that. If you only get 25 or something into her, then I'd probably go ahead and put another needle into her.
You're doing well, Vi. Yeah, okay, you're not.
She said, I'm a very good cat, really.
You're almost there, little girl. Almost there. Yeah, she doesn't seem to mind this as much as she minds this appetite stimulant.
Yeah, cats, they generally don't mind this very much at all.
Okay.
It's a pretty
Better?
easy thing to do, so almost there. Yep. Also not in totally exact science, so whether you're right there or a little bit below the line.
Turning up?
Okay, you turn.
Closing
Okay.
down.
So that's your
Okay.
cat.
All right.
So now what I like to do is I'm going to pinch that skin,
Mm-hmm. And just
push the fluid a little bit away from the actual
Okay.
needle hole,
and then pull out.
and then pull it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good girl.
And I'll usually keep her there a little bit and just massage the fluid a little bit away. Otherwise, you'll get a little bit of the flood back out of the hole.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, last time she was leaking a
She
little bit.
leaked a bit, yeah. And that's kind of step.
And then this week,
Recap it.
recap it and leave it on.
Yeah.
Till the next time.
So in human medicine, you never recap needles because
Yeah.
Right.
obvious reasons. But in cats, there's nothing they can really give you if you poke yourself. So just stab yourself. That's all. Okay.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? You look fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm grateful that you have this.
Little video. Yeah.
Little so that I can
Good.
look at that
Yeah.
again. And listen to your voice going, just keep deciding that.
Okay.
Is that better? Okay. Great.
Good.
Great. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
So I'm such a good cat. It makes it really easy. Yeah.